recently went on 3 back-to-back vacations. One was a short weekend trip local, one was a road trip a little farther away that was about a week long, and then another was an airplane trip that was also about a week long. During that time, I discovered a few things that made it a lot easier for me to travel and move around from place to place. And these all had to do with how I packed things. So I wanted to share those tips with you. I have 15 plus 1 bonus tip. Also, for those of you who love my dogs, Roxy and Baron, they are all over this video. Wasn't intentional, they just had to be part of it. So if you want packing tips and cute dogs, stay tuned. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community posts on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. Like I said, I have packing tips for you today, 15 plus 1 bonus one. Some of these packing tips are for road trips, some are for airplanes. Some of them you may already know about, but some of them you may have never thought of before, and they could be super helpful for the next time you travel. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you get something valuable out of this. Tip number 1, an excellent duffel bag. If you are taking a road trip, an overnight trip, or a short airplane trip, this is a fantastic bag to have. The Longchamp duffel bag in extra large. And this does fold up. It has the little snap on the bottom, so you can fold it up really small. I'll show you that in a minute. Hello, Roxy. What a good girl. This thing is huge. I will link it below so you can check out the dimensions on the website. It has these 2 short top handles. This particular bag does not have a shoulder strap. That's the only thing that could really improve on it. But it's a durable nylon, it's thick, it's water resistant, and it holds a ton. It's huge. The interior, very spacious, and it's a wipeable lining. This particular one has a really big back pocket. When I'm going on a road trip, I prefer not to have a bag that's flashy like a Louis Vuitton monogram print, because at some point it's going to sit in the car when we stop at a gas station or at a restaurant, and I don't want that very recognizable print. Thanks for walking all over my bag, Roxy. Left in the car where it could draw attention and be stolen and get the car broken into. Tip number 2, if you are taking luggage, especially if you're taking luggage to the airport, for the love of God, put a strap on your luggage. The strap has 2 main purposes. 1, it will help you identify your bag at the turnstile when you're picking it up. We all know there are so many black bags that all look the same. Having a strap that's recognizable will help you find your bag. 2, if your zipper were to break, your bag could show up on the turnstile open with all your stuff having fallen out of it, and you will have lost things. So if your zipper does break, this acts as backup security to keep your bag closed and hopefully keep all of your contents inside. 2 more tips related to this. Put the buckle here by the handle, because if the buckle is on top of the bag like this, or on the side or something, it can get slammed around and it could be undone. It's less likely to be undone if it's down here. Second tip, a lot of the items I'm going to talk to you about today, I buy very cheap at places like TJ Maxx. They have a little travel section. That's where I got this luggage too. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, those kinds of places. So if you don't want to spend a lot on these items, especially if you're someone who doesn't travel very often, that's a good place to go. Tip number 3, this is kind of an obvious one for a lot of people. A lot of people already do this. Hello, Baron. But use packing cubes. It took me a long time to figure out why I needed packing cubes, and the reason, Baron, you're so cute. You're adorable. You need head scratches. The reason is to keep your stuff organized. You guys already know about rolling up clothes to make things more compact in your suitcase. They can come unrolled pretty easily, so if you have them in here, it helps prevent that. But it's also so much easier when you're unpacking, and especially if you're going to multiple places where you have to repack and unpack and repack and unpack. These are so helpful in keeping all your stuff organized well. Instead of rummaging through several shirts, you can just pull out all your shirts at once and move them around. The 2 different sets I have here, this one is is from Henry Bendel. There are 4 pieces in here, all like this, but different sizes. These were about $100, and I wish I'd bought another set of them because they're so nice. I thought they were a really big flex, but I'm glad that I flexed on them and spent that extra money. They're just great quality and they're nice looking. These, on the other hand, I picked up at Amazon. Very cheap, maybe $10. That came in a pack of 5 or so. You can definitely see the wear on them. There's one that has a rip in it, but it is nice that they are mesh on the back so you can see all your stuff. The Bendel ones have a little bit of mesh, but they are solid on the back. And I can't link these, unfortunately, because Henry Bendel went out of business a few years ago. Tip number 4, bring a laundry bag along with you. Sometimes hotels have little plastic bags you can use, and you certainly don't have to have one like this. This is also Henry Bendel. It came in a pack of 3 bags. This is a big drawstring bag, happens to say laundry, but you could use a garbage bag. You could even use a large handbag dust bag, but it's very helpful to have something to put your dirty clothes in. Tip number 5, what to do with shoes, how to pack those. The bottoms of them are dirty. You don't want to get the stuff in your suitcase dirty. I used to use these nylon shoe bags, and they'd get all dirty inside, and it was kind of a pain. So I've started using just plastic grocery bags instead, and that way you can dispose of them when you're done, recycle them if you can. They're thin, they weigh nothing, they're very helpful. And tip number 6, speaking of shoes, get yourself a good pair but a thin pair of slippers to take with you on vacation. So these, not too thick as compared to what I usually wear, these UGG type shoes from Bear Paw. Here, Bear, hold that for me. You can see the difference in how thin one pair of slippers compared to the other. Hello, Baron. It's good not to have to be barefoot in a strange place on a floor that has who knows what on it. And having a thin pair like this, which by the way, again, you can pick up at a place like TJ Maxx, doesn't take up too much space in your suitcase. Tip number 7, if you're going someplace wet, like you're gonna get in a river or the ocean or a swimming pool. Hello, Roxy. I have some bag options for you that could be really helpful. These 2 are both from Vera Bradley, and they're from the outlet. This piece has a zip around top, and it's great for putting items in that could spill, like suntan lotion or bug spray, wet things. But you could also put other wet things, like in this bag. This is a ditty bag that has a waterproof liner, and that would be great for a wet bathing suit. You could also put that in here. Here's a better idea of what the ditty bag looks like when it's not flat. So it has a drawstring and a round bottom. It has quite a capacity to hold a wet bathing suit or wet shoes or anything like that. Also, you may want a dry bag. This one, they come in different sizes. This one is small enough and has a lanyard to fit around your neck. But this is where you would want to put your cell phone, if you have a separate camera, your key fob, anything that you wouldn't want to get wet. If you don't know about dry bags, they keep things dry. They have a rubber seal here. Some of them, like this one, have a plastic that allows you to still use your phone from the outside, and then you just seal it up and it keeps your things dry, Roxy. One of my favorite packing tips is to have some kind of container that you always keep packed with your toiletries. In this case, I have a Henry Bendel train case. I love this thing. Inside, I have quite a few items. Let me take a couple out so you can get a better picture of how I keep this packed. So I have several pouches. You're going to see that pouches are a theme in my video today. I have this pouch from Saks, this one from Bloomingdale's, and this one from Macy's. I will link pouches like this below if I can find them. They are waterproof and fabulous for keeping toiletry items. And I have this pouch from Vera Bradley. It was a pencil pouch, but that's where I keep my electric toothbrush and toothpaste. And then I have room for my Veda face wash and my deodorant to stand up in here. I also have my Louis Vuitton travel perfume sprayer and one of the loops in the back. Some extra masks. In this first pouch, I have everything that I would take to the shower with me. My shampoo, conditioner, soap, and a razor. In the second pouch, I have everything I would not take to the shower. Q-tips, little sample perfumes, a travel Tide stick, and other miscellaneous items. The back pouch doesn't go with me, but it stays in the train case when I'm not traveling. That has samples of shampoo and other things that I could use for later trips. In this pocket, I have my comb that I use after I get out of the shower. And I wear scrunchies a lot, so I just put those in a plastic bag so I could see them right in there. My boar's hair brush fits right on the top, and my pill case fits on top of that. Now, I don't always have to take the whole pill case if it is a a shorter trip, I can just pop out the days that I need, and I'll link this piece below. I got that on Amazon. I'll link the brush from Target too. But the biggest tip here is that I keep this packed year round. There are a few items like the pills and the deodorant and stuff that I have to pack, but I find that one of the more time-consuming things about packing is packing toiletries. So if you have a kit already pre-packed, it just saves you a lot of time. Tip number 8, packing jewelry can be a little bit of a pain. I have lots of different packing options for jewelry, and this is what I've used most recently. More often than not, I use this little jewelry roll from Wolf. It came with my Wolf jewelry box. I will link that below as well. And it has lots of different places to put your stuff. There's a zip pocket here for bracelets and rings, necklaces. These 3 little snaps you can hook a necklace to and put the pendant down here. Another zipped pouch. And then here there's a thing you can put your rings on. And then this one has little holes for earrings. I will say I had some stud earrings in here, and I had it packed and put in my suitcase for the airplane. And one of the posts on the stud earrings got bent pretty bad. So that was disappointing, but otherwise this piece has worked really well for me. Now, if I'm carrying something more bulky, which is generally going to be on a road trip and not so much on an airplane, then I might take this little case and organize the jewelry in pouches. Pouches, again, are key. I have these from Dress Up Your Purse, and each one has, well, this one has a lot of earrings, big statement earrings. Oh, this one has a Louis Vuitton bag charm that I wanted to keep protected. This Chanel pouch has one big bulky necklace, and then this little Texas pouch that I got at a Starbucks has a pair of earrings that actually broke when I was on the trip, but they are tassels and they're delicate, so I wanted those in their own pouch. Tip number 9 relates to your handbags, your personal items in the airplane, things you need with you while you are traveling. Not necessarily the handbag that you're carrying on vacation, but things you need during the travel portions of the vacation. I love to use the Longchamp Les Pliages large totes. I carried one of these on the airplane and on the road trip. It's just so spacious. You can put all the things that you need to have with you, as well as all the things that you don't want to put in your suitcase, things that are more delicate, things you don't want to get lost or broken, or things that are more valuable. Put those in there. And then what's great about these bags is that they fold up like this and they're lightweight, so you can pack an extra one in your suitcase. So when you buy a bunch of things and you come back with extra stuff, you can use this as your carry-on, and that is your personal item. Are you bullying your brother again? Roxy. This is a no bullying channel. And tip number 11, when you're carrying a tote bag like this, especially if you're at the airport or going through some kind of security, I always take a clay and hook it to the outside of the bag like this. And that's where I keep my ID, my debit card, and maybe a little cash and whatever other paperwork I might need that's small enough to fit in here, so that it's very handy. There are pockets inside these bags, but with all the stuff in the airport, and usually when you're traveling, you have things in different places than they usually are in your bag, so it can be hard to find something small like your ID. This just makes it really handy. What's great about the Louis Vuitton clays is the clip is big enough to fit over just about any bag strap. Super handy. If you're worried about somebody seeing your clay and that making you a target, first I'd say you can go to Dress Up Your Purse and get the alternative versions of these that are not Louis Vuitton. They're less understated, but they have the same kind of big clip. But the other thing you can do is just unzip your bag and stick this inside the bag. It's still connected to your handle, but it's inside where it's a little less vulnerable. Tip number 11, for airports or anywhere where you're going through a metal detector, take out the stuff that you can't have in your handbag. For example, nail clippers, some liquid items, a little Swiss Army knife. I have other things in here too, but things you don't need on the plane with you. Put them in a plastic baggie, put them in your suitcase. That way your stuff that you want in your handbag is all together, but it's not giving you problems in airport security. Do I need to call security? Excuse me. Excuse me. Bully back down. Tip number 13, again with the pouches in the bag that you're using for travel. And I used these as my handbag on some of my trips as well, just so I wouldn't have to pack handbags. Use pouches. It makes things so much easier. Again, when you're traveling, you may have a bunch of things that you're carrying that you don't usually carry. You may have things that are in different places than you usually have them. The pouches are just gonna help keep you organized, just like the packing cubes in your suitcase. So here I have a bag to put my laptop in, and then pouches for all kinds of other things. So of course that'll all depend on what you carry. Tip number 14 is one specific pouch I highly recommend. Not the pouch itself, but what you should keep in this pouch. And a pouch you should have is something for your technology, to keep all of your cables, your charging cables, your batteries, your recharge packs for your phone. Keep that all together in one place. Makes it so much easier to find it when you're looking for it later on the trip. You come home from a long day, you're tired, you don't know where your charger is. You know exactly where it is if you have it in this pouch. This is a Coach pouch. I really enjoyed having a clear pouch for this because I have so many different cables and things, and a lot of them are white, as you can tell. So being able to see inside from any angle was super helpful. Tip number 15, what can I say? We are still in COVID. We're still wearing masks. I see so many people who just take their mask off their face and shove it into their handbag. Don't do that. That is not sanitary. Take a plastic bag for each mask that you're taking with you on your trip and put each mask in a bag. That way the masks aren't touching each other, spreading germs from one mask to another. They're not touching the things in your bag that you then touch and then spread germs. Paper bags are probably better, but I've been using plastic sometimes so that I can see what's in each one. Bonus trip, if you ever travel with your dogs, this might be something that would really come in handy for you. I found this at Tuesday Morning, which is similar to TJ Maxx, and if I can find it online, I'll link it below. It's a bag just for your dog, and it doesn't have to be one of these. It could be any bag that you just keep your dog stuff packed in. Just like with the train case, it saves you so much time because you don't have to pack all this stuff. This particular one has this front zipper that folds down and acts as a placemat. It has pockets inside. It came with these little pouches that you can store food or whatever else in. It has pockets on the outside, both sides there. And then there's a huge storage area inside with a zip pocket up there where I have some dog clothes. The dogs recently went on a beach vacation and that's their beach wear. A mesh pocket here. These, okay, you think of these as rain boots or winter boots for your dog. I actually just got them because on our beach vacation, poor little Baron burned one of his feet. He had the option of walking on the grass. He chose to walk on the concrete, and I didn't realize it was that hot. I thought if it was that hot, he wouldn't walk on it. We realized later that he burned his foot. So while he was all bandaged up, I had his foot in one of these. I will link these below because these are good. They have a drawstring on them. It was harder for him to get those off. I have some extra bowls, some collapsible bowls. These actually came with the kit. And one of these water bottles where you fill up the water bottle and then you can squeeze it and the water will come out here and act as a bowl. Those are super helpful. I also have extra doggy bags in there, and we would take treats and just whatever else they may need. And I found that super handy. So that's your bonus packing tip. I hope you got something valuable out of this and that there was some tip that you'd never thought of before that you'll find helpful in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope to see you back here next time. I hope you and your loved ones are doing well, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.